Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Frontier Force with Noobington/Noobingdorf and Larry the Chupacabra. And when we left off, we had just gotten our delectable start here in our craggy biome with all this lovely turquoisey rock. I'm going to kill that horse in a minute for his ass hat. But we decided that we're going to jump ahead just a smidgen off camera so that we have a better base of operations set up so that we skip all of that boring building and gathering materials thing that everyone else is so enchanted by. Are you killing my ass hat horse, you bastard? No. Come here, ass hat horse. Cut you. But anyway, we decided to jump ahead a little bit, and also Noob got a little stir crazy, and he has built us a lavish, or partially lavish, marble base using marble and a very fancy chisel, which lets you turn basic materials into fancy materials with very little effort. Isn't that sweet? We've got ourselves like a crazy, mad scientisty laboratory, and I think you said, Noob, that this was eventually going to become a suave tower.
Yeah, so I got a bit bored on one night, which I dissolved most of our marble into this. I need to find an awful lot more. But my idea was to have like this as ground floor, and then it tapers inwards and goes straight upwards, just as probably say this where it goes up to be like 6, 7, maybe 8 floors high. But obviously, the higher it gets, the less useful the rooms will be. So yeah, then fir wood from the metric load of fir trees that I was repeatedly cutting down. I've also made, there's a smelter in the floor over here that I've fenced off because of an accident. The smeltery that I made there is just so that it's a place that you can throw stuff in and it'll kind of auto cook it.
Yeah, and if no one isn't familiar with the idea of a smeltery, this is basically the way that you easily make like ingots of mixed metal or just regular metal. You throw stuff into this big pool and then you just make a quick ingot mold and you can quickly just get everything back out of it. It's pretty efficient for the fancier stuff. And then Noob also made us an auto smelting station with some hoppers.
Yeah, this is actually something you can make in vanilla. Talked about it in my like solo bit about this series as well. But all it is that you've got your different inputs. This will input your coal, or if you did it with lava buckets, the buckets would get stuck in the furnace. So they're probably not best used, but it'll take coal or charcoal, whatever, and feed it into the fuel. And the ingots just out the bottom, so you can just fill up all your ores into the top chest, and away it goes.
This also works for food, so I think I'm going to eventually set my own up down at my farm, yes.
Oh, yeah, your farm. It'll work with anything that would work with a conventional smelter.
And of course, we've got some workstations here, Noob's super secret chest that we don't know anything about, totally not.
I found, when I was mining, I found a mob dungeon, a couple of bits in here that I don't know what they really relate to. I've just been throwing stuff in there.
This logic matrix is used in some of those crazy automated factory mods, I think, and I think it's also used in the turtles.
Oh, in that case, that's probably going to be.
And then the crowbar is like the wrench for railcraft, I think. And obviously, Bucket of Force is I don't know. It's probably something to do with that Rohypnol drug. I mean, something totally not offensive. Wait, I already have the chisel.
Yeah, the chisel. I mean, this is all just like plain marble that I built this out of. But if you have a material in your inventory, I think, is there a second chisel kicking around? I think you've got one down at your farm, haven't you?
So basically, I'll just show them real quick on mine. You open the chisel, you just put the blocks that you want to fiddle with inside of the middle square, and then all the things you can make out of it appear off to either side. And it's pretty suave. I actually used my own chisel in order to craft my little farm shack. And why don't we head on down there and I'll give them a little preview. We'll follow the concrete road, which has a much less likely chance of running into any melting witches. Although it is a little bit wiggy to run on concrete because you run just a little smidge faster. So if you guys remember down here, I kind of cordoned off and claimed this lovely little I don't know, what would you call this? Like a little inlet pond or something. And I started building out my little farm here because it was easier to irrigate with existing water. And I wanted to be like the Mayans and the Aztecs. And then I built myself a very lovely shack using cobblestone and the fir tree wood that we've got here. So I've got a little shack. I got my little working area, so it's all fancy. By fancy, I mean like hobo.
These are cobblestones here. They are also from like the chiseled thing. Each from block comes out with its own respective different textures when you try and chisel it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had like a bunch of these little speckled colors, but I wanted something to look kind of aged. And these are damaged cobblestone bricky blocks. And here's my little bed where I bring completely willing testificates to do things late at night. And then here's all my materials in my crafting station and my oven for making the goodies that are eatable. And that's where we're at right now. So, Noob, why don't we, you jacking off in my bed? What are you doing in there? Did you put
Nothing.
What?
No, nothing.
What have you done down here, Noob?
Nothing.
Do I even want to know?
No, well, I went on a bit of a forage just before we set up for filming right now. I found a bunch of coal down here. Then I read you saying something about wanting to hook up like shared power for a while off of the main base.
Right.
I figured I might as well dig it into it. Although I did dig too far, so I ended up having to come back on myself. You know, it's just whenever you find ore nodes, you want to keep going. So these are carpenter's hatches. These are carpenter's hatches by the carpenter's mod. And when you place them down, they look just like kind of a flat textured wood. But then, like everything else with the carpenter's blocks mod, I then took one of the Banks blocks and you paint it with the colour so that it then matches.
Oh, and that's how you made that sneaky little door in my house, did you?
Yeah, well, there's actually another one that's in the middle of the ground floor of the base as well. Are you coming back up, or are you happy down there?
I'm gonna go over to my farm and close the hatch, and I'll meet you over at our to-do list for today. And
yeah, okay, I'll meet you out there.
I need to also set our timer because I didn't do that.
Where's the door? I've lost my freaking door. There's a second door.
You had one job, Noob. Remember where the door is. Let's see here.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
So yeah,
I've got our little stopwatch going.
This was like the hole that was underneath the floor. Just cleared it up a little bit. This is all just cobblestone using the chisel again. There's nothing spectacular about it, but it just, as you can see, makes everything look that much more interesting.
Yeah, Noob is quite the suave, crafty man. I won't lie.
I did go ahead and set up because I found some lava. I just kind of autopiloted and made there's a heat generator back there which runs off of any heat source that it will run off of a torch, but it will generate basically nothing. The more lava you can surround it with, the more it will make. And one of the first things we're going to need machines is something called It's called a metallurgic infuser.
Oh yeah, you showed me this before.
Yeah, it will turn redstone and iron into enriched alloy, which is used in a lot of like the next tier sort of machinery. Because like the redstone would get put in the purple slot, the iron would get put in the red slot, and then it will output into the blue. And
we have a cute little lagoon down here for.
Yeah, I found another pool.
Late night sexy times.
There's some more marble down there. There's some topaz. There's some coal over there. Some amber. I don't know what the hell amber's used for, but I'm sure we'll find.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Down here is also the.
We've also started.
Station.
Yeah, so we've also started the crazy laboratory, Chaos Theory Practical Applications Laboratory. We just got a grant from Voxels Incorporated, and we've got Mr. Pig Williams and Dinnerbone in here. Yeah. They're experimenting with alternate dimensions.
Although when they face each other, like one upside down, one right side up, it has kind of connotations of something more going on in there. Yeah, well, just leave them in there. They're hard.
I was just trying to make sure they didn't escape.
So this is the access point for the smeltery. So this side being casting basin will output blocks when you turn on the tap, which all you do is right clicking. If we had a cast in here, and this was anything other than glass, if we had say iron in there, you could pour one ingot at a time of iron, or you can even make tool shapes, which is something I will be getting onto later. And then you've got the smeltery controller, which this area of the interface will show you all the blocks that you've inputted, and the amount that you can input from down is directly proportionate to how tall you make the structure. So the higher you make it, the more you can put in simultaneously. This input on the right-hand side here is like your fuel, which is lava. There it goes, it just popped in. And this shows you what you've got molten-wise. And at the moment you can see 41 blocks of glass. You'll actually get more of an output out of a smeltery than you would by normally smelting. I think it's handy. Double, or I do think it is double the output, maybe.
Yeah, the only trouble is this requires a person to be here pulling stuff out, unlike the upstairs one.
It does not. It does not. It's going to take. We're going to need to set up a few other things before we can get to it, but I figure out a means of automation.
Oh, cool. I have figured you've already got the sciencey things going.
Well, there's a redstone clock that you can make, which basically it goes tick, 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 and every second tick that it does is like a player action, and so it would turn on. It would turn on one of those little like faucets.
All right. Well, let's get up
that's
here.
Just a way out the back.
Let's go up here.
I think you've gone out the wrong way.
No, it's cool. I've jury rigged a hole in the wall to get over here. So let's talk about our to-do list. We've kind of set up a rough idea of things we need to do. Let's start with you, Noob. What are you looking to do this round?
Well, I think something that's important to get set up is power, because a lot of what I'm going to do is needing power, and some of the stuff you want later on is
like half of the cool farming stuff, like automatically disemboweling animals and turning their delicious insides into nutritional supplements requires electricity.
Yeah. Then there's going to need some more power, because otherwise, like, if we only have like one source of power, if we then overmax that, then other things are going to shut down. It's going to start being a pain in the butt. And that will be to power some quarry, which is something I really want to get underway, because that way our quest for resources can kind of self-handle.
What is this?
So what's on your...
Well, see, I also see on somewhere along your list is quarries and gubs. What are gubs?
Well, with a quarry, when you set up a quarry, say this cobblestone platform that we're on for the... just an example, it is a bit small, but say this was the default space that a quarry would mine. If you hook it up to a set of landmarks, which are pretty easily made, I'll be showing how to make those. You set it up to some landmarks, you can define the perimeter of what they will dig to. There is a Quarry Plus, which is a more advanced version, which can go a lot bigger, but for now, I think...
so the gubs are the landmarks, or what are the gubs?
There's the landmarks, there's also, I've got to make the transport pipes and stuff so that it can actually send the items it's digging into
so gubs is like, and all the other bits, all right.
Yeah, all the bits that go with it, and then once a quarry's done, I'll make some generic chests up, and I'll just put in there like quarry equipment.
Sounds good. Let me put on my cat in the hat. So on my side of things, I'm looking at getting some special seeds. I need to finish raiding the town, and then I'm probably going to put together like a basic food baker, or get together like an apple orchard in the next couple of episodes.
Cool.
So why don't we go head to our various sleepy places? We'll explain how these barrels work when we get some dust going a little later. Barrels are nice.
Bitch, I needed that.
Oh, here, let me throw... I've got a bunch of apples.
Fine.
Here you go.
It's fine. Yeah, we've got a food chest back in there anyway.
Yeah, and I've got a bunch of, obviously, a whole round of crops that I need to harvest later. So anyway, or do you want to sneak back through the secret hidey hole?
No. But we're going to go to sleep.
Yeah, let's turn it into daytime.
Actually, as I go down to the basement, we actually got fortunate enough from raidings from village, which is out there, to get materials to make and also from a desert to get the ingredient you can use to make blaze powder, to make a blaze rod, blah, 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 to make all of the parts that were necessary for... Go down the hole again. I dug it back with crevice that we made for it. It's the magnum torch that we made.
Oh yeah,
so we
those
plugged the magnum torch in. Yeah. That way nothing should spawn within the direct vicinity, and if I showed you the footage I tried to get of in the first place, the amount of shit that was going down, you'll understand exactly why that's now there, because this base would be reduced to rubble. Right, I'm going to my bed now.
Right. Yeah, magnum torches are nice. They're what basically replaced entropy torches in like a MoonQuest slash Tekkit slash bunch of other mod packs. Just keep mobs from coming near your stuff and touching your jibs. And why was that necessary? Well, we were getting murdered and having to constantly deal with stuff. So we were just like, you know what? Let's just make a Magnum torch and just not have to worry about it for a bit. We'll eventually disable it once we're pretty comfortable and set up with torches and everything. But
yeah.
For the
well,
moment,
it also only has a limited perimeter to it. It's not like it shut off all the mobs in the free adventure too far. You're going to start seeing all of the crap within the first place.
Yeah. So
where the hell is?
I'm going to get started by making myself a sickle, because the way that you get all of the special crazy seeds is you need a sickle stabby jig. That is a technical term, the Spishak sickle stabby jig. And what this allows me to do is I can just slap different plants on the ground, and it just tears up all the plant life around them. Allowed me to easily clear out all the weeds on these hillsides, and I've already started to get some of these different seeds. You can get things like cotton or mandrake seeds, which are evil little bastards.
Do you remember that there's the box back at base, which has got all the seeds and all that I found from digging around here?
I haven't gone through that yet, but once I'm done with my gathering mission,
cotton seeds, which means that we wouldn't have to worry about wool if we had a
we could have infinite wool and strings.
Yep, snowbells not really needed because I just give you snowballs. Barley seeds, water artichoke, mandrake, belladonna, rice, blueberries, chilies. It's got loads of stuff in here, and also all the fir saplings in the universe.
Well, I do like fir saplings. So there's that.
So what was inside my my project box? I had gone ahead and made some of the better barrels. Not chests, what am I saying? The Jabba, the barrels. And they are for... Oh no! Our horse has escaped. Where the hell did he go?
What was his name? Did you just release Stan into the wild?
No, I never released him. That means we've lost the only lead we had. God damn it!
Well, shit, noob. Well,
somewhere out of the world is a horse named Stan. How these barrels work? They interconnect with each other. But how many have I made actually? They're pretty easy to make. The basic version of them. I'll bring up the recipe for them in a moment. And then what I'm going to use these for is like any special materials we acquire. I'm going to bung them into these barrels just so at a glance you don't have to go rummaging around X amount of chests, because a few of our chests are getting pretty full and we're still only on the basics.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some sort of recycling things in place to get rid of some of the stuff we're never going to use.
Well, breaking stuff down, those barrels that are outside, the ones that have got, you can see some of them have got clay in them and what have you. These barrels, this is how I got the clay to make the smeltery out of, is they will fill up with rainwater, which is why a couple of them have got like a little bit in the bottom, that you can also bucket water into them to fill them up. And then if you use a hammer, showed back in episode 1, you use a hammer to smash up cobble, it will make gravel. Hammering gravel will make sand. Hammering sand will make dust. You add water in one of those barrels, and it instantly turns into dust. Instantly turns into clay. So, yeah, that's how I got all of the materials that I wanted for my smeltery without having to go through the boring process of digging in water.
I don't see Stan over here with the other horses.
No, I'm slightly concerned he may have found some of the rogue hands that's around here. And so, yeah.
Maybe some of those Findus Philly agents around looking for a lovely, delicious morsel of a horse.
So you've got an awful lot of wheat and carrots and taters down there.
Yeah, I'm going to come back with my sickle and get all that up in a little bit here.
Okay.
I'm going to head over to the town. Well, since we lost the lead, I guess in pretty short order, you and I are going to have to go visit that slime island to see if you can't make a rope ladder so we can just nerd pole up there and come back. Not that it would be too troublesome to just hop off. It is over water.
I can make a rope ladder right now. It's 6 string and 3 sticks.
Oh, is that all?
Pretty dang easy.
Yeah, rope ladders are nice.
More than that.
Oh, I just got a
Yeah, rope
lag.
ladders are pretty cool.
Yeah, rope ladders are nice because they pretty much you can put them at the highest point in the game and they'll just descend all the way to ground level, guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this episode. I think we're gonna try and limit these to 15-ish minute segments now. We've been your hosts, Noobington and Larry Chupacabra. Join us again next time when I finish raiding this delicious town full of all these goody things, and Noob ascends to slime heaven.
Yeah, and hopefully get some power set up.
Oh yeah. Bye, everyone.